The stack is high. 2024, baby! Of course, 24 books to read in 2024. So excited for this. This year, I am going to be focusing just on the books that I have with me. I do have a bunch of like new releases that I want to read next year and a bunch of like pre-orders that I've already done. But for this, we're just focusing on stuff that I have because I want to read a lot next year. And there's a lot on my shelves that I haven't read yet. So that's what we're focusing on. No particular order. Let's get into it. First up, we have Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. And this is a graphic novel that I have attempted to read before. I may have actually read it when it was more of a web comic more than anything. I've had it for a while. I want to read it. I know it's supposed to be cute and fun. We have basically like bad guy, henchman, does good, but also evil, misunderstood. I don't know. A good time. I've been meaning to read it and now is the time to do that. Next up, another graphic novel, Lore Olympus, volume 1 through 5. I think is what we're currently at. I have all of them. I've slowly been collecting them. This is another one that I started reading as it was a webcomic, and then I just been waiting for it to come out into book form so that I can catch up and read the rest of it. And so yeah, this is a Hades and Persephone romance retelling situation. The art is super fun and gorgeous, so I really want it. I want to get into it. I want to read it. Finally. Okay, then we have a fantasy romance, I believe, which is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. And this is a Regency Fae romance, I believe, where something happens and she was supposed to lose her soul, but she's able to break it for some reason. And now she has half a soul and has to do something because of that. I don't know. Don't fully want to know. I want to go into it kind of blind. But yeah, I figured this would just be a fun, lighthearted one that I got recently and want to. Ooh, this one I'm excited because I have wanted it for a while and I finally got my hands on a copy, and that is Slewfoot by Rom, an amazing artist who illustrates the books that he writes. And this is like I almost want to say it's a feminist witchy story that takes place in, you know, an old time village that's not a fan of witches, and our girl here has to deal with that and the struggles that happen with it. I've heard great things about it and I'm excited to finally read it myself. So yes. Next year, 2024, it's time. I do have a bunch of books that have gotten really good ratings this year and last year that I'm trying to bump up on my list so that I can experience the things that other people have experienced. And one of those would be The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Paston. And this is a time travel-y romance situation that is a little confusing but ends up tying together real nice, apparently, that people end up really enjoying. And yeah, I wanna experience whatever it is and see how I feel about it. Now, on the thought of more romance, because your girl loves romance but doesn't read a lot of it except for February. I tend to read a decent amount in February, but in general I don't. I will probably read this in February because it is also by a Black author, and this is Better Than Fiction by Alexa Martin. And this is a cute bookshop romance where our main character is not actually a book lover. She's more into the movies apparently, but she inherits her grandmother's bookshop and in the process ends up meeting somebody and has to learn her ways because obviously the book is better. Okay, next up we have a 2023 release, I believe, that I didn't get around to reading. So I want to read it in 2024, and that would be Lone Woman by Victor Lovell. This is a horror, I believe, about a lone woman, and I don't know anything else about it other than there's have been some vaguely good things about it. I haven't actually heard much. I just want to read it. I want to read it. I'm excited. See if it's good. You know, you get me, you feel me? Another horror-y type of book would be Confessions by Kane Minato. And this is a translated fiction about a teacher on her last day who's resigning, and she tells her class, one or two of you guys killed my kid and I know who did it. And I guess it takes place over that span and it goes in a lot of flashbacks between what's going on. And I've heard really good things about it and I'm interested. I'm just interested. Is it as good as people say? I want to know. I want to be in the know. Murder in Westminster by Vanessa Riley. I don't know why I said it like that. I've read several Vanessa Riley romances that I really enjoyed. This, I'm assuming, is more of a mystery, murder mystery sort of situation, since it literally says murder in the title. I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to, because I don't want to like spoil anything. I want to go in here completely fresh, but I've seen this on the radar for a while. I liked her writings for other things, so hopefully I can get behind this genre with this author, and yeah, I want to read it. That's obviously, I keep saying this, but that's obviously why these are on the list, is because I want to read them. Duh. Another graphic novel, Fangs by Sarah Anderson. I'm a big fan of a lot of the cute little like daily comic-y things that she does. So adorable. This is a vampire romance situation thing. I've seen good things about it. It seems short, quick, and cute, so I wanted to give it a shot, and it's like special edition sprayed edges. How awesome is that? So fun, cute things on the list. Now, last year, if you saw my Mary video. That was an intense video. Lots of trigger warnings. It was a fun time, but it was very intense. It was one of my favorite books of the year because it was a lot. And so when I saw this author put out a new book, Nestlings, I wanted to give it a shot. I imagine it's not going to be as enjoyable. I shouldn't say that Mary was enjoyable because it's a lot. It's a lot. This one I think is more mother-child horror, which I'm not sure if that is something that I'm into. I think we have a family who is trying to have a baby, new life, whatever, and they find this house and there's some problems with it, but they decide to go through with it anyway. And then I guess weird things happen with them and their family, and I don't know, but I'm interested because Nat Cassidy, I just gotta see what else he's able to put out. I was here for the last book. I'm excited for the next. Back on my romance grind, another Black romance, The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. Rom-com-y neighbor romance. I don't know. That seems appealing to me. It kind of reminds me of another book that I really liked, which I mentioned in the book haul video where I got this. And so yeah, I want to read it. It's kind of high. It's high on my TBR. I'm probably going to read it in February with a lot of other books, and I can't wait. Okay, next up, we have a wintry read. So that is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. And this one I've heard a lot of good things about this year. People were loving it. It's about a group of people who are writers and they go on a retreat, and I guess people start dying or something. And some people hate it, but some people really like it. And I want to know when I am. Am I the ones that love it or the ones that hate it? Let's find out. More super cutesy romance. This one I picked because last year some of my favorite romances were from this author, and that's Talia Hibbert. So I wanted to read her YA romance, which normally isn't my cup of tea, but yeah, this is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. I think it's going to be a cute little YA romance. I believe it's an enemies to lovers sort of situation where two characters who don't like each other or are some sort of rivals are forced to work together in this hiking situation. Maybe. I could be wrong. But it seems like it could be adorable, and I'm interested to see if I would enjoy this in the same way that I enjoy the author's adult romances. So yeah. Okay, so I was actually surprised to see this on some people's like favorites. I don't know anything about it, but some people ended up liking it, and I think it did really well in the Good Choice Awards or something like that. I don't know. But that is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Roshani Chosky, and I know absolutely nothing about this. I wasn't even sure that it was fantasy, but I'm pretty sure now that it is. I have it. It was a BookBox Books, and I heard some good things about it. Now I'm all like, you know what? Let's tackle that one. Let's get that one off the list. Let's figure out what it's about. Is it good? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. This is the year 2024, baby. Okay, real quick. I did really well with my 23 books to read in 2023 list. I killed it. I read almost everything. One of the books that I didn't read though is on this list, and that is The Poppy War, because I'm hoping to read this trilogy this year. I just was running out of time and I didn't get to it. So now is the time. The Poppy War. It's a political high fantasy situation with a lot going on, and it's supposed to be heart-wrenching. So let's see what it's about. out. We got it. This is the year. This is the year, hopefully. Because I feel like I've been trying to read this for a while. I keep putting it off. So we can't have this on the list 2 years in a row and not read it, so it's happening. Another series that I wanted to read last year but didn't like officially put it on any list or anything would be The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I have the whole trilogy. I want to read it. It's supposed to be witchy and interesting and magical and fun and fantasy, and it's time. It's time. So we're gonna read this in 2024. And another random one, completely new to me, but I just read the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy and friggin' loved it. So I was all like, I know I'm probably spoiled, but let's read the Caraval trilogy, which is in the same world and which gives you some background story, I'm assuming, to Jax or maybe some of the other characters that end up in the other one. So I'm interested in finding out. I want to know. I liked the one that I just finished so much that I'm hoping that I will also enjoy this. Maybe not, who knows, we'll see. And that's it for like the trilogy situations. But I do still have a couple more books. So another one that I want to read that has kind of been on a to be read for a while would be The Only Good Indians. I haven't had it. I just recently got it and now I want to read it, right? I've heard good things about it for a while and have been like, oh, I wonder if that would be my jam. And so now I have it and I'm gonna find out. It's a horror as far as I'm aware, and it's by Stephen Graham Jones. That's a thing. Next up, I want to read So Many Beginnings by Bethany C. Morrow, and I'm planning on doing this with a little like video specific thing where I read The Little Women and then I read this and then I also read The Wuthering Heights and I read the other book in this series that's a remix of that, because there's a series by different authors that are remixes of classic stories but done diversely, I believe. All of the ones that I have seen have been by diverse authors and done in diverse ways. I'm not sure if that's actually true for every single one of them, but yeah, the ones that I'm interested in are. I've never read Little Women, so we're gonna do both. We're gonna tackle both, and I plan to do a video for it. So if there's anything you want me to cover in that, let me know. Otherwise, I guess stay tuned. Woo! The stack is high. Okay, another one which I actually believe is a new release that I just happen to have a copy of is No One Can Know by Kate Alice Marshall. And this is, I believe, a haunted housey type book. I'm only assuming that because of the cover. But I have read another book by this author that I absolutely adored the haunted house vibes, and I'm hoping to get more of that in some of her other books. I know nothing about this. Nothing about it other than I liked her writing before and it looks like it might be haunted housing-ish. Fingers crossed that's not wrong. We are so close to having a serious accident there. Okay, another one would be Mimi Grace's Along for the Ride. This is a cute enemies-ish to lovers romance where we have two characters who don't like each other, forced proximity because they have to drive together to help their friends move, and they were the only ones left to be able to help with it. So it's a, forced proximity romance. I'm here for it. I'm excited. I like Mimi Grace's books, and so I'm all for reading another one. It seems like right now it's like every year I read ones. This is the next one in that tradition, and I'm excited for it. Okay, we have 2 more to go, and this one is a classic. I'm trying to read some more classic books, and one that I have always been very interested in would be The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. And this is about a man who ends up getting his portrait taken, and instead of him aging, his portrait does instead. And so he is able to, I guess, do horrible things and stay young, youthful, and beautiful, and it's commentary on being vain and other stuff. I don't know, but I'm very interested in the concept, and I wonder what crazy things happen because of those circumstances, because I'm pretty sure it's not all what he was hoping it would be. So yeah, hopefully I will finally get around to this. And the last one on my list is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This one, a lot of people ended up really loving, and I'm interested to see how I feel about it. I don't know much other than it's like a friendship romance sort of story where things just never really match up or make up for these characters, even though they're so obviously meant to be together or some sort of situation, and we see their lives while they're trying to build a game of some sort and how that affects their friendship and things. I don't know. I really don't know, but people seem to love it, so I want to give it a shot. And that is the 24 books that I want to read in 2024. I'm really excited for this new year. This stack feels like it's gonna fall. Let's make it fall on me instead of away from me. Yeah, that's better. There's a lot of books that I want to read in 2024, and if you want to read any of these, let me know. Well, yeah, happy new year. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let me know your thoughts on any of the books, because a lot of them are backlist books, so I would love to hear, did you love them? Did you hate them? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will catch you in the next video. Until then, bye!